You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
To play better. We got to perform better. I feel really bad for our fans. I mean, they packed the house. They did their part. And we just really had an embarrassing performance. And we got to get things back on track. I mean, I think we have probably all of our streaks have been broken this particular year. But it was a hell of a ride. I mean, to win 71 straight, is it 71? 71 straight here. We got a chance to start a new streak on Thursday, and we got to get back at it.
Teams have the formula to beat South Carolina, it feels like. We're seeing the same issues we've been seeing. But if any other team had their leading scorer in Joyce Edwards and their overall best player in MiLaysia Fulwiley coming off the bench in any other situation, if you had your two players coming off the bench, we would say that coach was dumb as hell. But we give Don Staley and South Carolina a specific pass because of what they've done in the past. They've been living off those championships. But I mean, there's no reason MiLaysia Fulwiley and Joyce Edwards shouldn't be starting. I know Raven Johnson's beloved. She's a winner. She's a great defender, great rebounder. Gamecock Nation adores her, and she is great. And I love her story, and I love what she's brought to this program. But she's limited. Breezy Hall, another veteran, great defender, can shoot the basketball. She's limited. Has Breezy Hall really genuinely gotten any better since she's been at South Carolina from year one to now? Like, what is she doing now that she wasn't doing before? But it's just not logical basketball. If any other team was doing that, we would be cooking them. And that's where we're seeing the struggles and the shortcomings. The upperclassmen who were supposed to take those spots, Ashley Watkins is out. Chloe Kitts, inconsistent, lacks confidence, it feels like at times. Not aggressive enough. Too passive. Sanaya Fagan, talented, but maybe just hasn't played enough meaningful basketball, man, in this starter role. It's a lot. It's a reason why the bench outscores the starting lineup. Because your best five isn't on the court. Isn't in the starting lineup. People have been like, oh, the bench is outscoring the starting lineup. Like, this is so unprecedented. It is. There ain't another bench in the country. There ain't another bench in the country outscoring the starters. I don't think any other coach would manage MiLaysia Fulwiley like this. I agree, Don Staley got to be better. Like, you got so much talent, but it's up to you to put them in position to succeed. It's up to you to bring the best out of this team and help every player reach their max potential. And I think that's part of the reason why a lot of South Carolina guards haven't made it in the league. The development, MiLaysia Fulwiley does not need a lead. She's ready to go right now. Right now. She is ready to go right now. Set MiLaysia Fulwiley free. Like, MiLaysia Fulwiley is the one that is a bucket getter for this team. Like, when you need a closer, when you need a go-to scorer, like, MiLaysia Fulwiley has all the capability. You can't guard her one-on-one. She gets to the cup. She can shoot the three. You saw how she made an immediate impact in this game off the bench. She's out there blocking shots, pushing it in transition, like one of the most electrifying scorers in the country. And Don absolutely has a leash on her. It might be time to take the leash off MiLaysia Fulwiley. We've seen, the turnovers, the bad shot selection. She's still developing. No, it's enough. It's enough. She's shown up enough in big games to where you need to put the ball in her hands and not wait till you're down 20 to put her in and let her get active, man. Like, she really, really needs to just... And I'm not trying to tell Don Staley how to coach or anything like that. Like, she's definitely got the resume, but I think having these shackles on MiLaysia Fulwiley's game has hurt the development and the trajectory of this team. Like, when you need a go-to scorer, MiLaysia Fulwiley is the one that needs to have the ball in her hand. She needs to be one closing games out. She should have been given more leeway in this game to really operate. Like, she is your go-to scorer. She is the one that can get a bucket when you absolutely need one. Fearless, who isn't afraid to go out there and get a bucket or attack the defense. She ain't giving the ball up. She's going full head steam with it. And I think moving forward, if they do want to win a national championship, MiLaysia Fulwiley's got to be set free. You got to let her rock out. You gotta let MiLaysia Fulwiley rock out. If you want to see the peak of this team, if you want to see the perimeter scoring increase, you gotta let MiLaysia Fulwiley be MiLaysia Fulwiley. And I think Don Staley is kind of holding her back. MiLaysia Fulwiley is definitely one of the best players in the country that doesn't have many weaknesses to her game. She defends, blocks shots, like great on ball defender, gets steals, can score from anywhere on the floor, opens things up, man. When MiLaysia Fulwiley, she commands so much attention that it opens so much up for the rest of the team, man. Like she just, whenever she touches the ball, it's already three defenders looking to see what she's gonna do. She puts like automatic pressure on opposing defenses, man. Like you gotta let MiLaysia Fulwiley rock out and stop holding her back. Stop holding her back. You have a 20-point per game scorer on your team. Like Joyce Edwards and MiLaysia Fulwiley need to be. And I feel like Joyce Edwards has had more leeway. She's had more leash than MiLaysia Fulwiley so far. Yeah, I get MiLaysia Fulwiley is a bit flashy at times, can be a little out of control, but the upside, the positives, way outweigh the negatives, man. Don Staley, that starting five, man. I don't think, man. You gotta kind of look at some things. No shade to Breezy Hall, no shade to Sanaya Fagan, no shade to Raven Johnson, but it's time to make some tweaks, man, because you have players that can definitely do what you need to be done out there. But you got to turn the keys over to MiLaysia Fulwiley. You got to turn the keys over to MiLaysia Fulwiley, straight up. Like, she's come up clutch in big games. She's been an instant spark for you off the bench anytime you put her in. Walking bucket. Like, this team needs some juice. This starting lineup needs some juice added to it. They need an injection, and MiLaysia Fulwiley is the answer, in my opinion. It's like, give Adele Tack a chance. And Don Staley says she probably should have given her more minutes in that game. But you're right. We don't know until we know. Like, give her a chance to get out there and be physically imposing. Sanaya Fagan is not the answer. Chloe Kitts hasn't really been the answer defensively. That's why Joyce Edwards and Chloe Kitts were benched in that last game in the fourth quarter against Texas because Don Staley didn't feel like they had the size to compete. And now, we're seeing it once again.